Has a teacher ever left you for dead? I remember sitting in first period when Mrs. Armstrong stumbled in 15 minutes late, clutching her coffee like it was the only thing keeping her upright. The room went dead silent as we saw the dark circles under her eyes and her hands shaking. I'm on strict performance review, literally slamming her bag on the desk. If you guys don't score at least 85% on this practice exam, I won't get my promotion. So this test is 30% of your grade and 100% of my career. We all exchanged looks. Mrs. Armstrong wasn't doing her job, and we were all about to suffer for it. She'd been getting worse lately, snapping at kids for asking to use the bathroom, taking our phones because she could tell we were just thinking about them. No talking, no moving. Remember, 85%. Nobody had even studied, and we were all looking around the room wondering if this was actually serious. Then we heard the intercom turn on, and someone quietly told us to go into lockdown. I could tell some of my classmates were scared, so we all stood up, ready to do what we had practiced. But the moment we stopped writing, Ms. Armstrong stopped us. Keep working, she said, not even glancing at the door. It's just a drill. They always pull this during testing season. Gabe raised his hand. Miss, shouldn't we? The only thing you should be doing is question 12. It's worth 5 points, so don't screw it up. She walked to the door, locked it with this dramatic click, then went back to her desk like nothing happened. We kept filling in bubbles. Julie tried texting under her desk, but Mrs. Armstrong had teacher radar. She snatched that phone so fast, Julie gasped. You'll get this back after section 3. 5 minutes later, the second announcement came, and the principal's voice was different this time. This is not a drill. Remain in lockdown positions. Please stay safe. Mrs. Armstrong actually laughed. Creative. Really selling it. I'm not letting a test cost me this bonus. That's when Maddie's phone started buzzing. She picked it up, but as soon as she started reading, I watched her face go from confused to terrified in about 2 seconds. My brother says someone's attacking people in the South Wing. He's literally hiding in the bathroom, ma'am. I think it's serious. Mrs. Armstrong ripped the phone from her hands. Your brother's pranking you. Sit down. But then more phones started lighting up around the room, parents calling, texts flooding in. Alex jumped up when his mom's ringtone started playing, but she took his phone too. You have 12 minutes to finish this exam. I'm not losing my job because you fell for some elaborate senior prank. She started collecting phones, dumping them in her desk drawer like she was confiscating contraband. Anyone who doesn't complete the test gets a 0. No exceptions. Angie was crying now. These quiet little sobs about her sister being in the South Wing. We were lucky enough to have a door leading outside connected to our class, and I could see everyone looking. I tried again. Mrs. Armstrong, please. What if it's real? She looked at me with this twisted mix of panic and denial. If it were real, they'd evacuate us. They'd tell teachers directly, not through some announcement anyone could fake. Then we heard them. 3 bangs echoing from somewhere in the building. Not close, but close enough to make my hands cover my mouth. Then screaming. I'll never forget how Mrs. Armstrong's face changed. Like someone drained all the blood out in 1 second. The footsteps were pounding down our hallway now, and she looked at us. 30 kids still staring at our desks with bubble sheets, then at the back door. She didn't say a word. Didn't warn us. Didn't tell us to hide. She just ran for that back door. For maybe 2 seconds, nobody moved, but then it was chaos. Everyone started racing for that door, and we could see the police cars outside. I grabbed Maddie's hand, and we ran together, as half of the class were now crying. Officers rushed toward us, herding us to the football field where other classes were already gathering. Behind us, more police stormed the building. Later, we found out they caught the attacker. 3 kids ended up in the hospital, but thankfully, they all recovered. Mrs. Armstrong stood at the edge of the field, still clutching her attendance clipboard, trying to look like she'd been leading us to safety the whole time. Then, I overheard an officer asking Ms. Armstrong why she was the first one out. She was lost for words, replaying how she just left us there. They asked again, but she was stuttering. It was very clear what was going on, and they didn't hesitate. They arrested her that afternoon for child endangerment and violation of emergency protocols. That final probation she'd been so terrified about turned into criminal charges instead. She tried claiming she was getting help, that she was leading us to safety, but nobody bought it. We all passed that test, by the way. Glad to see she's working at a Target now, with a criminal record instead of a promotion.